here on Kiwi. Time now is 18 minutes past 7.
Spida Hunter from ehpfitness.com. He knows a bit about fitness.
Indeed he does. Spida Hunter, ehpfitness.com. He's here to increase our fitness IQ from EHP Fitness in Christchurch. G'day there, Spida.
Morning, Wammo. Lovely day it is in Christchurch too, mate. A little bit of sleet and rain and freezing cold.
Just the huge then, just the huge. I tell you what, it was, we were just musing off air. It was a year ago that you were taking part in a marathon in Christchurch, and it was this kind of the same weather conditions.
Pretty similar, mate, and 6 o'clock in the morning, because it was May 31st last year. 6 o'clock in the morning, there was sleet. It was almost a snowy sleet, and I was scared. I was scared. One person actually thought they would pull out, but they chose to go in the end, and thankfully. So, but it was freezing that day. It was. I reckon the weather added an extra half an hour to the run. Last 10k, mind you, any 10k of a marathon's hard work. Yeah, hardest work. But
one must wonder why you're not doing it again this year.
I was actually going to do the half marathon, but it's just too much time to commit. I'm not prepared to commit the amount of hours it takes to run a marathon, especially with I've got a 8-week-old and a 15-month-old.
Priorities, huh?
7-year-old. So I think they deserve priority over a marathon.
Fair enough. Hey, today the topic is deliberate practice. What do you mean by that?
Excuse me. Yeah. So sorry. Deliberate practice is I think most people, when they have a discussion with me about training, the first point that they say is that they train. And obviously there's a difference between training and then having a purpose in mind. And deliberate practice just basically means that you schedule time to achieve the outcome that you're trying to achieve. So if it's to lose weight, that you decide to, dedicate half an hour a day, say as an example, to exercise, or half an hour a day to preparing nutrition for the following couple of days ahead, as opposed to just saying, I do a bit of training and I do a bit of this and I eat a bit of that. It's good, eh? Okay.
Yeah. So you're talking about actually putting down kind of goals of when you want to do stuff.
Yeah, it's just a matter of making the commitment. Like if I give a real life example, like I wanted to read a book a month. And so I schedule in half an hour a day to read the book that I've chosen for that month. So, and if you had asked me at the beginning of May if I was to finish the book that I was reading, which was Talent is Overrated, I probably would have said, I don't know if I could get through this book in, half an hour, 5 days a week. And at some stages I read a little bit more, and sometimes I didn't read at all during the day. So, the first part is to write it down and plan it, and then after that to action it. So, and I knocked off a book in a month from half an hour reading.
You're ahead of schedule. You've already finished May's book.
I have.
What did you say? It was Talent is Overrated.
Yeah, talent is overrated. What separates everybody else? What separates world champions from everybody else? And then he actually talks about it. He said, because most people say, they've got a gift, it's genetic. Tiger Woods is a freak of nature, and he used Tiger Woods as an example in his book, saying that Tiger Woods was born and bred golf because his father loved golf, and his father was a teacher, and all the other kids had left the house, so it was just Tiger Woods, and he used to put him in a high chair while his father practiced swinging. So he visually got to see golf from day dot, really. And it's not that he's a super highly genetic freak. It's the fact that he had deliberate practice from when he was in diapers. Yeah, even though it wasn't practice towards him, it was visual practice.
Yeah, and I suppose that it is common sense, but it is worth saying, isn't it, that deliberate practice is really key in achieving any kind of goal. You've actually got to actually say, right, I'm going to do this for this amount of time per day or per week or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the book has reinforced to me what I was already doing and some things I'm not doing with deliberate practice or deliberate training. But it is just making a form of commitment to what you want to achieve time-wise, and then actioning that every day. And like I said, I used it, half an hour a day of reading. And I mean, some days you get it and some days you don't. I use, 3 hours, 2 times a week I do yoga there, so that's scheduled. So that's deliberate practice towards that. And then, so, and I mean, you can say 4 hours a week you're on air. Deliberate practice, brother.
That's forced practice, that is.
Well, you and I both. I turned up at 6 o'clock this morning to train. I wasn't planning on training, but it's so cold. I thought, no, I'm having to warm up and train. It's too cold not to.
Are you trying to tell everyone who's waking up this morning, who's on their way to work, that it's deliberate practice? No, it's forced. It's forced practice. That's what's going on right now, especially people in Wellington and Christchurch who are getting up in the cold and heading out to their jobs this morning. It's forced.
It's no choice practice.
No choice. Hey, Spida, thanks so much for reminding us. It's a good reminder about deliberate practice.
My pleasure, Wammo.
Well, people can continue the conversation with you up on Twitter, twitter.com/SpidaHunter, SPIDA Hunter, one word, and also on EHP Fitness as well. Spida, will catch you next time, eh?
Awesome, bro. Thank you.
Got a track up after the break from Tommy